If Tom Bouchard doesn't have aviation in his blood or in his DNA, he certainly breathed it in at a very early age. His father, Harry Bouchard, earned a commercial pilot's license in 1930, bought a Curtiss Robin, and began barnstorming at Billings Air Park in Superior, Wisconsin. In the 1950s, there were logging camps on the Apostle Islands of Lake Superior. Harry had a contract to fly by ski plane to Outer Island, one of the remotest of the Apostles, to deliver men, equipment, and supplies from Ashland or Bayfield to the camps. As a teenager and student pilot, Tom sometimes rode along with Harry on those trips.
When I first started, we could go get a coyote, and there was a $20 bounty on them. So when we'd get the coyote, we'd sell it, turn it in for the bounty, and get $20. We could buy 100 gallons of gasoline for our airplanes.
After graduating from high school, Tom earned his private pilot license when the Ashland Airport reopened in 1958. After an expansion project, Tom was the first pilot to land there. He earned his commercial ticket in 1962 and was hired as a corporate pilot, flying a Piper Aztec for an Ashland-based businessman. In the mid-1960s, Roy Schwery launched Mid-State Airways in Marshfield, Wisconsin, flying Beech 18s out of Marshfield, Wausau, Stevens Point, and other central Wisconsin cities to Milwaukee and Chicago. Mid-State was one of the nation's first commuter airlines, and it would become one of the most successful. When Schwery visited Ashland to consider air service to that city, it was Tom Bouchard who chauffeured him around town. Before Schwery left Ashland, he offered Tom a job, and in May 1966, Tom began flying Beech 18s for Mid-State. Tom graduated to the left seat and would eventually log more than 4,000 hours flying Beech 18s, picking his way around summer thunderstorms, descending to shed ice from the wings, and battling crosswinds on snow-covered runways. Winters in Ashland can be long and deep, and Tom spent many a cold morning preheating Mid-State's Beech 18s before his passengers arrived. On occasion, he helped plow the runway to Ashland so his scheduled flight could take off on time. And his job at Mid-State sometimes became a family affair when his wife and kids got up to help shovel the driveway at 5 a.m. so Tom could get to the airport.
When I first started flying from Mid-State, which was in '66, we'd go down VFR with the 18 and we'd call over Des Plaines for runway 22 to hold short of 9 or whatever one they were using. We'd get in and out of there all the time. Sometimes they'd be stacked up, and it was a lot of fun back then compared to now. That when I first started flying over here, we did not have transponders. And not only that, in the airline industry, we sold the ticket, loaded the bags, and flew the airplane.
When Mid-State upgraded to radar-equipped Beech 99s, Tom moved into that cockpit, and the flying got somewhat easier. When Schwery decided that his passengers deserved pressurization and air conditioning, he upgraded Mid-State's fleet to Schwerin Metroliners, and later to Fokker 27s. Tom Bouchard flew them all.
We had this gal that, anyway, she was a pilot for us, and she said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I said, "Didn't you see that deer?" Oh, she said something, "What happened on takeoff?" Well, I says, "Did it scare you?" Well, the thud did. And she was sitting, we hit it right underneath her seat. He landed, the new pilot landed on the end and he cleared and he said there was the buck sitting right in the middle of the runway.
Through the 1980s and 90s, Tom was instrumental in bringing precision approach technology to Ashland's JFK Memorial, including the localizer, PAPIs, and eventually GPS. Tom Bouchard retired from corporate flying in 2004 at age 65, but he didn't give up aviation. He was appointed twice by the governor to the Wisconsin Council on Aeronautics and served on Ashland's Airport Commission. Tom's 3 children are all licensed pilots. Daughter Robin is a flight instructor building time towards an airline post, and son Scott owns and flies his own plane. Tom's son Kerry flies for a major U.S. airline, and Kerry's 3 children, Alec, Connor, and Arabella, are all licensed commercial pilots working toward airline careers. That's 4 generations of Bouchard aviators. Maybe old Harry Bouchard really did have aviation in his DNA.